Hello friends! Today we will take a look at the anime KamiKatsu, Working for God in a Godless World. If you are ready, let's get started. Alright, let's break down this scene. So we're in some sort of a rocky hill, and we see this scrawny kid named Yukito being carried around in a barrel like some kind of human cargo. He's probably thinking, what the heck is going on? But we're not too sure because he looks pretty calm for someone being transported in a barrel. Anyway, turns out this is some kind of ritual, and the big buff dudes carrying him are probably some kind of cult followers or something. The ritual leader is none other than Yukito's dad, who looks pretty confident about what's about to go down. He throws Yukito into a lake with full belief that he'll survive, but little did he know, Yukito was not about to make things easy. As soon as he hits the water, his life flashes before his eyes like some kind of movie reel, and it's not looking good. We're not sure what he sees, but it must have been pretty bad, because he dies. Yes, you heard that right, he dies. Maybe he forgot to hold his breath, or maybe he just gave up, but either way, he's gone. And the best part? This all happened in the first scene of the show. I mean, talk about a plot twist. We barely even got to know the main character, and he's already dead. It's like the writers were like, you know what, let's just kill him off and see what happens. And honestly, it's kind of hilarious. After the traumatic drowning experience, Yukito wakes up in a forest, probably wondering if he had been transported to a different world, or if he was just having a weird dream. But before he can contemplate this any further, he's suddenly approached by a young girl named Alaral. Instead of offering him some warm clothes or food, she applies some sort of strange sexual treatment to him. Wait, what? That doesn't sound right. Is this some kind of adult-themed anime? Hold on, let's not jump to conclusions. Maybe she just meant she gave him a massage or something. However, as it turns out, Alaral's treatment wasn't exactly what Yukito had in mind. She accidentally hurts him, which honestly just adds insult to injury. Feeling guilty, Alaral takes him to the village and makes amends by finding him a job. What kind of job, you ask? Grape harvesting. Yes, that's right. The poor guy almost dies, and his punishment is to become a farmer. But hey, it's not all bad. Yukito quickly realizes that the villagers are actually pretty cool. They have a surplus of grapes, which they use to make alcohol. And what do they do with the alcohol, you ask? They drink it, of course. It seems like everyone in the village is perpetually drunk, and Yukito quickly realizes that this is the only way to survive in this strange new world. So there you have it, folks. Yukito may have died and been transported to a different dimension, but at least he gets to drink some homemade wine while he's there. Cheers to that! One day, while Yukito is working in the field, a big monster appears, and he and Roy run away. Yukito is not very happy with the situation because there is no magic in this world, but it is still better than his previous life. One day, while sitting in a tavern, he talks to Alaral and learns that there is no god in this world, which surprises him. Later, they go to the capital with Roy and Alaral, and they find an obscene book. While they are discussing the book, they see people killing themselves in the city square, which shocks Yukito. When he asks Alaral what is going on, she tells him that it's the country's law that people must kill themselves when their time comes. That night, Yukito chats with Alaral and gives her a necklace as a gift. The next day, when he wakes up, he can't find anyone, and when he goes outside, he sees Roy lying on the ground. He immediately lifts him up and asks him what happened, and Roy tells him that it is Al and Syl's death day. Yukito and Klen journey to the capital city, full of hope and determination to save their friends. But what awaits them there is a nightmare beyond their wildest imaginations. As they approach the city, they see Syl's lifeless body hanging from a rope, a warning to all who dare to resist the tyrannical regime. As they move forward, they see Alaral lying on the ground, barely conscious and gasping for air. Yukito rushes to her side, trying to help her up, but suddenly, they are surrounded by soldiers. Yukito's heart races as he realizes that they are outnumbered and outmatched. The commander of the soldiers, Bertrand, steps forward, his eyes filled with hatred and contempt. Yukito braces himself for the fight of his life, but he is no match for Bertrand's skill with the sword. The commander slashes at Yukito, and he falls to the ground, wounded and bleeding. As Alaral tries to come to Yukito's aid, Bertrand turns his attention to her. She tries to flee, but Bertrand catches up to her and slashes her with his sword. The sound of her dying gasp echoes in Yukito's ears as he watches in horror. The world around Yukito fades away as he stares at Alaral's lifeless body, feeling a deep sense of loss and hopelessness. The reality of the situation hits him like a ton of bricks. They are all alone, and there is no hope left. The darkness of despair engulfs him, and he wonders if he will ever see the light of day again. Yukito asks why while looking at Alaral and prays to God while holding his necklace. Lightning strikes in the sky, and a girl, Mitama, comes down from the sky. Mitama sees Yukito and destroys the other soldiers, and then introduces herself. They all return to the village, where the villagers welcome them and celebrate. Alaral asks Mitama if she and Yukito are lovers, but Mitama says they are not, and supports Alaral's love for Yukito. Yukito realizes Mitama's powers are dwindling because there are no followers of her in this world. He promises to find loyal followers for Mitama and convinces Roy to be the first follower. Mitama ruins their speech, but Alaral and Sil become her followers after witnessing her power. Later, Chil-Chil, Alaral's pet, becomes sick and dies. Yukito returns with some herbs to make medicine, but it's too late. Mitama uses her powers to bring Chil-Chil back to life, but becomes very weak. Alaral and Sil become Mitama's followers after seeing her power. Alaral, ever the problem solver, tells Mitama to bring back the dead soldiers. Miraculously, Mitama succeeds. But there's a catch. One of the soldiers, Bertrand, has returned as a woman. Bertrand heads to the capital's gate to introduce herself, but the skeptical knight isn't buying it and decides to chase her away like a stray dog. Bertrand then sets up camp in a forest, hoping for a better reception elsewhere. Little does she know, she's about to get some unwanted attention from Roy, who's approaching her like a lovesick puppy. Just as he's about to make his move, Yukito steps in and tells Bertrand that she can't go back to the capital, and invites her to his village instead. Bertrand must have thought, well, anything is better than being chased away like a criminal by a knight and getting hit on by a guy like Roy, and accepts the invitation. In the following days, a monster appears, and Mitama, our clumsy but well-intentioned god, rushes to the scene. However, before Mitama can even lift a finger, Bertrand appears and effortlessly cuts the monster in half. Yukito and the villagers are amazed by Bertrand's strength, and Yukito begins to see this event as a sign of divine intervention. Perhaps Bertrand is an agent of the gods, he muses to the villagers. Sent to us to help us in our time of need. The villagers nod in agreement. People start flocking to the village, hoping to witness more miracles and bask in the presence of their newfound god. As for Mitama, well, she's still trying her best, but it seems that she may have to share the spotlight with Bertrand from now on. Later, Yukito tells Bertrand that he wants to defend the village against the Empire, but Bertrand tells him that the problem isn't with the knights, but with the special people chosen by the Emperor, called Archon, who are powerful enough to destroy a mountain. Yukito asks Mitama how many followers they need to gain this power, and Mitama answers 10,000. In a forest, we see a girl named Atar, who is the special person that Bertrand mentioned, and who is eager to destroy Yukito's village, the Isolation Village. At night, while talking to Sil, Yukito thinks of a conversation he had with his father about people. Later, Bertrand meets Atar, and Atar can't understand why Bertrand is a woman, and they start to fight. Bertrand quickly loses the battle, and Atar takes her to the capital to examine her. But on the way, Atar sees Isolation Village and is shocked to see that the village has technology from 500 years in the future. The video ends here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest anime recommendations. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more exciting content. Thanks again. See you in the next video.